Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for our second series of today. It's going to be iRk versus DM, but just to go through the format as I always do, at least in Season 3, to make it a little bit easier to follow along. All the games are played in the best of 5. The lineups are selected in advance and shown to the teams a week ahead of their games. We've actually just shared the Week 5 games today. Set 1 to 4. All played at the same time, which means regardless of the outcome of the series, we will see all 4 games. And if we get a tie after 4 games, we'll head into the ace match, which means every player can compete again, and also someone else from outside of the clan world. But that's very, very rare that will happen. The map pool we've got in this season: Hitchhiker, Monty Hall SE, Core Breach, Tripod, Andromeda, Byzantium 3, Fantasy 2, and La Mancha.
PogChamp, 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 3333, STPL does PogChamp, PogChamp, 33333.
Okay, they need to find a way of like disabling emotes and those sub messages. But thanks, Dazaneri, that's Fujikura, manager of Seoul. If you want to hate him for hiring all the mercenaries from the foreign scene and the Korean scene, now is your time to jump him. But it's all good. Fuji is a fantastic manager, Seoul a fantastic team, and he's actually, if you don't know this about Dazaneri, about Fujikura, he's essentially the manager of the entire of the South American scene. Like, the South American scene rely on him a lot to do everything, and he is a badass for being able to do all of it. So, let's have a look at our teams. Starting us off here is going to be iRk, one of the strongest teams in Europe. They've won 2 of their games this season so far. They've beaten DM the 3 times they played against them previously, and in Season 3 their roster has gone from strength to strength. DeWalt, True Touch, SPX, and Oya, all fantastic players in their own right. And their opponents fighting here for essentially South America, but they've also added on a Canadian hero is going to be DM. DM's roster Whip is a brand new player that I don't know about from I need to say from Canada. From Canada, oh my god, that's a great name. But from Canada, we've got Pre, who leads to incredible games, Tech, the ultimate ace from Season 1, and Happy as well. Let's have a look at our matchups for this series. We've got a PvT between DeWalt and Whip. We're going to have a ZVP between True Touch and Pre. We're going to have a TVP between SPX and Tech. And then we're going to have a PvZ between Oya and Happy. That's going to be pretty damn cool. iRk's roster obviously very, very strong in this series, but I wouldn't rule out DM just yet. They've come up with some interesting series so far. Now, oh, okay, I was a bit confused. I thought Fuji was saying in chat that my database was wrong, but the people are predicting what they think the score is going to be. Dazaneri thinks it's 3-1. If he's wrong, then you can all laugh at him. That's all. I give you the ability to do so. Fake Finn saying iRk going to 4-0. But let's have a look at our players to start off with. DeWalt is going to be player number 1. He's rank 5 in the STPL. He's got more wins and more games than any other player in this tournament. And in foreign tournament history, outside of maybe G's Weekly, he's probably played the most games in a single tournament, because I can't imagine there's many tournaments you can play in the foreign scene that have been running long enough where you could have, how many games is this? 56 games played. Like, if you count that as weeks as well, that's insane. He's an incredibly good player. He's been on a massive tear recently. He's got a 76% win rate overall, and definitely deserves his top 10 placement in the STPL ELO rankings. Now, his opponent going to be up against it here is going to be Whip. I know nothing about Whip, so we're not going to stay on this too long. BWCL is probably the only one. Like, BSL has been going long enough, but I don't think people would have played 56 weeks of BSL. Yeah, BWCL is definitely the only other one, I would say. BWCL, there's probably some players that have played like hundreds of games at this point, given how long it's been running. But let's have a look at our first map. It's going to be Fantasy 2. If you've not seen this map before, all the spawns are from different maps. Top right, Nostalgia. Bottom right, Ride of the Valkyries. Bottom left is Sin Gamer Go On. And top left is Legacy of Char. And overall, just a really, really good map. FakeFin pointing out BWCL is best of 3. That is true, but I'm counting it as a series rather than that, because 53 series is pretty good. But this map is really cool. We've had some really cool games on it so far as well, so I'm looking forward to this one as well as we get into it. It's game number 1 on Fantasy 2. Okay, starting us off here in the top right hand corner is going to be in the red, fighting for iRk. It's the one, the only, it's DeWalt. And his opponent spawning in the Neo, or the Legacy of Char spawn, in the blue, fighting for DM, it's Whip. Now, based on the way this map is laid out, let's actually zoom out a little bit here. You'll notice that this is an incredibly easy to drop base, but surprisingly, the rush distance from this ramp to this ramp right here is massive. Now, the one benefit is Whip is going to be able to take a very quick expansion here. DeWalt is going to struggle a little bit, especially if it's against 2-fact. You have to worry about this high ground in the middle. If your Terran opponent takes this, they control the thoroughfare of units across these two bridges. The only other way out is over this ramp as well. So let's see how that's going to go. I don't think we're going to see anything too crazy coming out here for DeWalt, but I definitely think maybe Whip will maybe pull something off here. Now, Whip is actually going to go for a 1 barracks fast expand, which is definitely not I would expect to see. Definitely not what I would expect to see from someone going up against DeWalt. But when you go against someone stronger than you, you can either play greedy, you can play cheesy, or you can just play standard. And it looks like he's going to pick the greedy option. Now, the lack of gas is definitely showing that we are going to have this expansion. Now, the good thing is, based on where you can build this, command center, you can actually build a depot here as well, and it makes 2 little walls that you can run away from zealots for. But I was going to say DeWalt never usually, at least in the STPL, I don't really see him go for the early zealot too often. But he's going to be able to do it. He actually cross-scouted after he went bottom, so he does know that his opponent is going to be going for this expansion. And this zealot, I mean, if his micro is good enough, it could actually just end the game. Now that zealot actually just did this really weird sound when it attacked, and I don't think I've ever noticed that before. But it did manage to hit the SCV as it was running away. Now back home, it looks like DeWalt is going to be going in for a Robo. This is going to be for Reavers, 100%. As I mentioned at the beginning of the game, Whip's base is very easy to drop. Oh, and the bunker finishes it just right. Oh my god, look at Whip. Oh, this is so good. He's doing so much more damage to that Zealot than he would have done anyway. That SCV was massively clutch. The Zealot is still going to get into the main, but it's very low on health now. That was incredible body blocking. That was definitely a, I don't know American football terms, but that was a linebacker, right? Linebacker SCV coming back in, blocking the best he can for his team there. Now looks like this Zealot is going to be able to get cleaned up. He doesn't even kill a Marine. This is not stereotypical of DeWalt here. And that was really sick by Whip. That is the exact position you want to be in. He is going to get further and further ahead the longer this goes on. Now, of course, he has to worry about the Reaver that's going to be coming in here. The support bait builds incredibly quickly, so by the time this shuttle is done, the first Reaver will be able to start, almost perfectly timed here by DeWalt. People old school saying the American handball blocker. It's not the American handball blocker, it's the egg beater. Because he's the one who beats down the player with the eggs. The hand egg. Now, Whip is actually scouting around for like hidden proxies and stuff like that. He's not going to find anything, but it is going to give him the ability to go and scout the other base anyway. Now, Whip is in a really good position. Like, if he can take a game off of DeWalt, this could possibly be one of the biggest upsets in the STPL. But the turrets aren't done. But it's Dragoons dropping in first. If he can get some tanks over here to defend against this, if he can get the turret up, he is going to be in a good position. The Reaver isn't out here yet, so this is looking okay for these SCVs, but he needs to finish the turrets. He needs to stop the drops coming in. Here we go, the turret taking health off of the shuttle. He's losing a lot of SCVs to be able to do this, but it's not the end of the world. Now, where the hell is this tank? The first tank so late in this game. And DeWalt is just powering his way through here, but he is going to be able to well, he's going to lose all of his units. He doesn't have an expansion, so if DeWalt does not do the damage he needs to do here with the Reaver, he is going to find himself in a position to possibly be taken down by a timing push. But here comes the Reaver. The Reaver going to be the big story, the big moment in this game. The shuttle, very low on health though. Looks like the first... the Reaver actually taking a lot of damage already. The shuttle's gonna go down. No, it's so close. And the Reaver not in the best position. Oh, the shuttle goes down. This Reaver is now stuck in the base, but the tank is unable to attack this for the time being. There's a bunker here, but no Marine inside. And this is actually a really awkward base to attack with this Reaver. Here comes the tank. It's got more health, but the tank goes down. No! If he'd have pulled it back, he may have been able to hold on. But it looks like this could just be the end of the game, unfortunately. 6-minute curse. But this defense here, a little bit unfortunate by Whip. I mean, he did really well early on, but this Reaver is just literally walking into his base. The Reaver's going to go down, but the tank is going to die as well, and that is going to give DeWalt the power to expand. He's going to be able to go into another Reaver, going to go into another drop, and likely go to end the game. Killing that shuttle, I thought, was a guaranteed way he was going to be able to kill the Reaver, but DeWalt did a good job pulling it away at the right time, targeting the right units, which is very difficult to do with a Reaver, given how weird their targeting is. But it looks like he managed to hold on. Now here it comes. There is no siege mode. There's no tank in the natural. I don't even think there's a Marine down here in the bunker. Oh, there is one, but it's about to die. And oh my goodness, no, this isn't good. Oh, okay, took a hit to the tank. He used to be an adventurer like you guys, but oh no. Oh, that only killed one SCV. That wasn't nearly as bad. Oh, the SCV train. Is it going to dud the Scarab? Yes, it does. But this Reaver is just going to be doing so much damage. Look at this, even targeting the tank. He saves the tank, which is super important. But this Reaver is going to end up killing the natural. Well, he could actually sit there killing the natural if he wanted to. Now let's see what the tank targeting is going to be like here by the siege tank, unable to actually get any damage done. Now he's going to siege up in range of the turret, but the Reaver is still going to be able to drop off. Now that, oh my god, that Reaver is so close to death. But DeWalt is doing such a good job behind this. Whip is not mining from his natural at all. The Reaver's dropping off at the top of the ramp. Gets a Marine. Tank does not get the shot off that it needs to. And overall, just this has been a fantastically microed Reaver here by DeWalt. He's doing way more damage than you'd really expect anyone to be able to do. There's a bunker back here, unable to do anything. Losing the turret is, oh, sorry, losing the observer is kind of annoying, but if he can't kill the Reaver, like, what's he gonna do? There's gonna be Dragoons running up at the front here. There is gonna be a couple of units in the bunker, which means he's gonna be able to hold on. But you can see that looks like we are gonna have DeWalt pulling up onto the high ground. And even though I thought the game was gonna end in like 6 minutes, Whip is still holding on. His economy isn't fantastic. He's running around a lot, but he is still in a position where he's holding, just very, very slowly. And he's still not yet dead. Now this shuttle is actually a little bit low. Oh, flying into the bunker could be big. But here comes the tank again. The Reaver. How's the Reaver alive? How is DeWalt doing this? The Reaver must be like 1 or 2 hits away from death. Another big Scarab going down on the SCV. He's going to be able to get another hit. Oh my god, I wish I could see the kills on this Reaver. I can. 16. 16 kills on the Reaver. Oh, the Reaver goes down. Doesn't get the shuttle though, so if he builds another Reaver, which he is, this harassment's going to continue. Now Whip is in a position now where he does have enough tanks to hold on to stuff. But the trouble is he's so far down in supply now that DeWalt going up to 5 gateways is going to slowly and surely start to overpower our Terran player. Now the turrets did manage to kill one of the shuttles, which is going to force another one. Which is maybe something that DeWalt doesn't want to do, but he's already got 2 Reavers, a second shuttle as well. And let's see if he's going to be able to get into the base. I imagine what we're going to see is an elevator play here, and that's exactly what it's going to be. You're going to range down this turret, pick up some of these Dragoons. Now the important thing to remember is there is siege tanks now, and with only 1 shuttle it means you can only save certain units. So it looks like he is going to pick up the Reavers and go with just a couple of Dragoons. Now siege tanks coming in here is going to be able to get a couple of hits off on the Reaver. Very important to be able to do that, but losing the supply depot kind of annoying, forcing another depot out, another 100 minerals that he doesn't have, and this tank is not in range to hit anything. Now the Marines are getting in a position to try and snipe the shuttle, but I just unfortunately don't think there's enough. Like, he needs to move the tank forward, it needs to be in turret range, and it needs to be able to save the depot. And right now he can't. Now he is going to hold on at the very least in this game. Now here come the Reavers. They are going to target that tank down. The tank goes down immediately. The Marines are all getting targeted down as well. And I think that's actually the final remaining bit of defense here. Oh my god, that Scarab was good. Oh, things are going from bad to worse here for Whip. He did his best. He held on valiantly. But it's actually a little bit too little too late as far as this game goes. Like, I don't see a way that he can come back in this game. Even the Zealot gonna run in. I'm not really sure what that Zealot was doing. But it does go in and die. A little bit unfortunate. And here we go, the Polish recall coming in here for DeWalt, although I guess in this position it is the Russian recall. Who needs Arbiters when you can just drop all your units in the Terran base without them? I just do not see a way that Whip can come back in this game. Like, I am usually very optimistic, but he is up against one of the best Protoss players in the foreign scene. He went down to 19 SCVs, and this is not looking good. Now, if these mines kill everything, if he gets in... Oh my god, it actually went off. That was a major mine. Oh my goodness, what a mine hit that was. Now the Zealots are actually running up here. They're actually going to die to the tanks. But the Reaver's still alive. There is triple shuttle still. 2 Reavers still alive. Now if he targets the Reavers, he can hold on here, but oh, the Reaver shot on both of the tanks. And all of the units here from Whip are going down, back down to 19 SCVs. DeWalt up to 88 supply. The final remaining tank goes down. And there we go. It looks like that's it. I think this is checkmate. Well, he gets the Reaver. That was nice targeting, but unfortunately, just not enough. Now, going against a player like DeWalt is very daunting, and Whip did a very, very good job to be able to get this far. But unfortunately, this far was not far enough, and DeWalt is going to win the game. And this is a fancy GG timing. Just to steal LML's joke. Now that's a good mine. I like the mine. But unfortunately, what I don't like is seeing Terran players die. Never give up, never surrender. Oh no. Oh no, the mine drag. Oh my goodness, the mine drag. GG, Whip taps out, all of his units have died, and DeWalt wins game number 1.
STPL Season 3. Yeah. STPL does. Bio TVP? Wow! No problem. We got dragons to defend. Yeah. STPL does. STPL does. Mass Scout? Oh, I'm so afraid. We got Hydralisk to defend. Yes. STPL, STPL. Fantastic production, fantastic casters, fantastic prize pool. Only in STPL.
Outstanding. Rock and roll.
Okay, it's time for a quick tip. Here we have Neo Outlier. I'm going to show you how to get over these temples with a probe. I'll also do it with an SCV and a drone as well. So what you do is you essentially send the probe up to mine, you press stop, and you go to build a pylon. Now you build the pylon underneath you, so essentially it's going to push you, then you spam right click, and all of a sudden you are through. And here is the same trick with Terran. There's a couple of ways you can do this. One of them is you... Okay guys, welcome back to our second game of our second series of today. Starting us off here for iRk is going to be the one, the only True Touch. Now his overall ELO is not super high. He is in the top 50, but he's definitely raging his way up the table. An 85% win rate against Protoss, a 63% win rate overall, and 6 of his last 10 games have been wins, and they've been against some really good players as well. So it's kind of cool to see True Touch here. He did quit Team Leagues for a while. He left Net Wars to do that, and then he ended up joining iRk anyway. So he's back doing Team Leagues. I think everyone's happy to see that. His opponent for DM is going to be Pre. Now Pre is a strong Protoss player, the star player of DM. Really good and interesting player. His win rate, maybe not as good as some other players, but he's still won 5 of his last 10 games. He's got a 55% win rate against Zerg. And the map they're going to be heading into will favor Pre's playstyle a little bit. It's going to be Monty Hall SE. 2-player map, top left, bottom right hand spawn, mineral walls blocking the sides of the map. You can mine through them very quickly or glitch workers over to go and do something cheeky early game. Now, is Pre going to use his strategic mind, or are we going to see True Touch be able to outwit him, outwit and out-macro... Let's try that again. Outwit and out-macro his opponent in this PvZ. Let's find out as we get on to Monty Hall SE. And the game has begun, and starting us off in the top left-hand position, who's doing something a little bit cheeky with his probes, is going to be the Chilean player fighting for DM. It's their captain and star player. It's Pri. And down here in the bottom right, in the blue, fighting for iRk, is going to be True Touch. Now, the reason why I set the top versus bottom rule, guys, is this game. Look at what colors we would have had to deal with on the minimap. Top versus bottom is so important for when we're trying to cast, and now players can also host on melee if they force red versus blue, but it's just quicker to do top versus bottom. Now, Pri is going to be proxying here. Now, this is a very interesting position to proxy, because the units are not going to be able to get over the wall. So I really don't know how this is going to go. If you don't know this map, there is a mineral wall here, much like there is here. It's got 43 minerals in. And this could actually be Pri throwing away the game, because I do not understand how he's going to be able to get units into True Touch's base. But oh my god, True Touch is actually going to come this way and scout this, so Pri may actually just cancel. True Touch is going to find this and be like, hold on, what is this doing here? Now the gateway is blocking the expansion, as David Ruel says, which can be pretty good. But look at this, True Touch just going to go expand at the other base. True Touch doesn't necessarily care where his hatchery goes. He just wants to make sure he doesn't die. Now, you can glitch Zealots over the wall with a pylon, but I definitely feel like this was a misplay by Pri. Maybe he didn't feel confident in glitching his way into the main base and hiding it there, because, I mean, if you hide it in the main and it gets scouted, it's game over. Whereas he can play from this position. It's going to be a weird position to play from, but he's going to be able to eventually. Yeah, Zealots are coming out. And this is where we're really going to see the strategic mind of Pri coming in. The spawning pool is not yet done, and the first Zealot is about to pop. So if he manages to glitch this Zealot over perfectly, he is going to have time where there's going to be drones and no Zerglings. So let's have a look. Failed the first time, but very hard to get this to work. You have to move the probe over, press stop on the Zealot so it glitches over, and he does it! He gets it in! Okay, the Zealot is in the main base. There's actually nothing here to defend. He just made a round of drones. Only 2 Zerglings are going to be in here. This is not going to be enough to hold on to this Zealot, but what is the drone drilling going to be like? That is the true story in this game from the True Touch. No drones have been lost in the making of this production so far, and that is an incredible drone drill. This is enough damage, does get a single drone, but gonna lose the Zealot, definitely not where you want to be. Looks like the Zealot getting ready, a second one to be glitched over, but True Touch knows this is coming. Another two sets of Lings are coming over, gets the Zealot in first time though, and let's see if he can find any additional damage. I'm not too sure. I don't think this is going to work. This Zealot is going to get stuck. It's going to die. And True Touch, who did build a round of drones and managed to hold on to that, is in a very, very good spot in this game. But here comes another Zealot. Is he going to be able to glitch this one over? A second probe coming in to help this one out. Gets the drone, which is actually pretty good. But the Zealot moving around long enough, trying to wait for his opponent to get in now. He's going to go for a cannon contain here, which is kind of an interesting play. Definitely going cannons in this situation is weird, but if you can manage to get cannons into his opponent's main, that would be incredible. And it looks like True Touch is actually going to mine this out. So soon, we're going to have the... Oh, it's Pri that's going to be mining this one out. Now, True Touch isn't going to be able to break out of this position. He's going to pull some drones because he wants to mine through this to make his way out of his base a little bit better. But the cannon is not in range to defend this, so we've got Pri at the top, going to glitch his way through to go for an expansion in the top right, although he could actually choose to go for aggression, and I think that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to cannon rush this base. You can build a pylon up here, cannons behind here. That would actually be a really good choice. Now, a drone getting taken down trying to mine these minerals. This is building up for Pri. True Touch is building a lot of Lings. They're not really able to do too much. And you can even actually, like, cannon rush behind this wall just to make sure they don't get the gas. And True Touch isn't going to be building any Lings out here. There's no point. He needs the Lings in his main. And look at this, he's going to get another drone. Prey is playing this map strategically brilliantly. I'm really excited to see where this is going to go. Now Pre getting ready to proxy something else down here. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be. But looks like True Touch still in a position where he's trying to mine through these minerals. Unfortunately, the Dragoon is not attacking the right thing. The minerals have been mined out now, which means these Speedlings could actually go forward. But even if they kill this gateway... Oh, look at that. Pylon perfectly placed. Perfect timing as well. Continues this contain. Now... even if True Touch gets all of his Lings through here and kills the gateway, he cannot attack here. He cannot get through. And there's a Corsair coming out. There's absolutely no anti-air whatsoever. True Touch is going to be completely supply blocked. Now, Pre is still not done with his proxy shenanigans over in the top right. I imagine it's going to be for a couple of gateways, but here we go. There we go. Double gateway coming up over here on the natural of his opponent. Overlord's gonna be killed. There's still no Hydralisks, although he does have one in production, which is super important here. The one Hydra is going to make a massive, massive difference throughout all of this. It's going to allow him to hold on, at least momentarily, to his Overlords. But unfortunately, because Hydralisks are basically free supply, he's able to get a ton of them, even though he was close to supply blocked. So that's a little bit unfortunate for Pre. But it's going to be double gateway coming in here, and there is absolutely no defense behind these minerals. He has mined through those, so this is going to leave Pre with a chance, or True Touch with a chance to defend this base. Now the Corsair still going to continue to fly around looking for any additional Overlords out in the middle of the map. And we've actually got Zealot legs coming in here. Now if he goes Templar Archives behind this, that would be insane. Now we do have a second cannon coming in here. Looks like the Zerglings want to break through, but they can't. Looks like a drone actually scouted this, so that is massive for True Touch. He knows he can go back and defend now. But the trouble is, if he goes back to defend there, guess what? You're going to have Speed Zealots running into Mineral Line from the other side. And the Speed Zealots can make a wall here and make it very difficult to actually come back in. Now this is a very important moment in this game. Scouting this was massive because he's not going to have a massive army up outside of his base. Now the Zealots do have legs. They are going to run past the Hydras. This is the Lancer X play. Just go for it. Just see how much damage you can do. There's actually very little defense back at home. He's coming in from two angles here. A probe coming in to help out as well, but I think True Touch may just have a few too many units in his main base, with the drones of the natural going to be taken down. But this is two gateways, a cannon and a pylon that are going to do nothing. Now he's going to go back in again from the other side. This is such a weird back and forth game, but I think True Touch should have enough to hold on to this with a lot of the Hydras coming back to defend this. With no Templar Archives, maybe if it had gone for DTs, it would have worked, but it's a little bit unfortunate. Now the important thing to remember is True Touch technically cannot push Pre because there's no way to get into his base. Because of this mineral wall, a single cannon will ensure that he will never get through. Now a Robo's coming in. Templar Archives is done, but the gateway is going to go down before a DT can spawn. Oh my goodness, look at Pre getting the DT into the main base. Let's see if True Touch notices this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is he getting 8? No, he's not. But the Overlords don't have speed, so this DT, he is going to be able to go to the other base. Another DT scrambling. Another Overlord, sorry, scrambling to get in a position where he can defend against this. And Pre knows that it's there, so he's going to target down the Hydra. He's going to get another 4 drones, possibly. 9 kills so far. 10. The DT is going to go down, but that was a massive, massive moment in this game. But look at this. True Touch has all of these Hydras. They can't do anything. Oh, the DT goes down. A little bit unfortunate for Pre. If it had gone round, he could have actually got some more drones. But Lair coming up. Third hatchery has obviously been done for a while. Fifth hatchery is actually done now. And I think this is going to... Eventually, when we get drop, this game is going to end. Funnily enough, Pre, by not actually choosing to ever expand, is actually keeping himself alive. Now, Pre is going to go and expand in the top right-hand position, but Hydras are getting into position to actually stop this. I don't think he's doing it deliberately, but True Touch is incredibly lucky with his scouting here. He sent a drone up there before, he sent the Hydras and he saw the shuttle, so he knows there's going to be a base in the top right. But look at the Hydras, like he can't actually do anything with them, it's so funny. This is going to give Pre a chance to at least survive. Now, I honestly don't think that Pre has much of a chance in this game. True Touch is going to mine his way through the top right, I think. But a Linford Christie Zealot running into the base, trying to make his way through. Now, these Hydras are going to clear it up, but he is going to be able to scout at least the lair. He doesn't see the Spire, but he should know that Spire would be next. Now, we're actually going into 4 gates on one base here by Pre. Now, Pre has every single Protoss tech minus Arbiter tech at the moment and carriers. He's got Reavers, he's got Reaver speed, shuttle speed coming. He's got Templar Archives, he's going Storm, and all of this is on one base. Now, this second base is going to be so important, but he can't send probes over there. Now, True Touch with a Ling is going to see the speed shuttle coming out as well. And True Touch has just had the best positions possible for his scouting units. This shows how well he's prepared for this map, I think. Now we do have Pre going to be able to expand to the top right. We've got True Touch coming in here with a hatchery. Now True Touch is not going to see the fact this is down here. He's not going to see it until the last second, but there are Hydras in position. Oh my god, there's so many drones at this base. There are so many drones at this base, but he doesn't get a Scarab off. He's going to have to fly away. Now, Pre doing a really good job moving his Reavers around, making sure they don't get sniped. Super important. The Scarab cannot go through here, so even if he shoots, it's not going to do anything. But True Touch being careful, going to move back anyway. Now, looks like Pre is going to play how Pre does. Going to drop down in the bottom left. Now, the clever thing is here, he's going to go into the main with this as well. So, he's going to make it look like this wasn't an expansion. And if True Touch doesn't scout him, he could eventually make something happen here, but Overlord's speed is done. Drops should be on the way, and Mutalists are coming in, which is the important thing. Now, there are 3 Corsairs up here in the top right. Looks like True Touch does know about this top right-hand base, or at least he's getting ready to. Now, this Reaver over here is going to hold on. There is a Storm Drop in waiting with DTs down in the bottom right. True Touch still pushing forward, his supply dwarfing that of our Protoss player. Now this, oh dear, this Reaver's gonna die. But unfortunately for True Touch, guess what? You can't get into the base! And okay, these Zealots traded insanely well. Now we've got another drop coming in here at the bottom of DT. 2 DTs actually going to focus down this hatchery. A Storm Drop going to be going into the natural. There is no defense here whatsoever. Oh no! Oh no, the drone's transferring. They're going to transfer into a Storm. This is going to be massive. The Storm goes down. So many kills! Oh my goodness! The hatchery goes down as well, and that was the worst drone transfer timing ever. The High Templar dropping off here, but it has no more Storm energy. 14 kills. What a drop. But the Mutalist in the top right-hand corner, they've cleaned up the cannons, and I think this is going to be game. I mean, True Touch, he's still in an incredibly good position. The Mutalists are going to clear out the top right. The bottom left base is still up. A pre-lost load of probes during that. The Corsairs actually gave up trying to shoot the Mutas down and came down here instead. And Pre is going to continue playing pop-up Protoss here. Now the 4th Corsair going to come out. True Touch did technically lose a base there, even though he didn't do too much. He didn't lose too much, sorry, it was just a hatchery. But those 14 drones definitely going to hurt him a little bit, but he does have 1,000,000 hatcheries, so he should be fine. Now this is kind of funny. The 2 DTs in the middle of the map wanted to drop over the minerals, but they're not going to be able to do that. Now this DT is incredibly lucky. 42 drones now against 26 probes, and True Touch feels, I think, that the bottom left-hand base has been taken. He's seen shuttles go around back and forth, and this is going to be the moment I think Pre is going to have to give up. Looks like Pre wants to bring some Archons down here, but oh, True Touch, is he going to see it? Yes, he does. There is 3 cannons here. There are some Corsairs, which is going to make True Touch think twice about randomly pushing in. But do we have Overlord drops? Like, if he just had Overlord drops, this game would have been over already. We do have Scourge coming in here as well. They're going to focus down the Corsairs. There's not many. Looks like we've actually got 2 Corsairs in the middle of the map, or 2 shuttles in the middle of the map. Looks like the cannon's going to go down, and it looks like Pre is going to go all in. Well, he's been all in the whole game, but yeah, it's not looking too good for our hero Pre here. One of the shuttles actually went down. No, it didn't. It's actually gone down. Oh no, losing that shot with the 2 Archons is devastating. I mean, it's a good storm drop, but it doesn't matter. GG, Pre taps out, and True Touch takes game number 2. Now, I would like to just say a massive shout out to our sponsors, Liquipedia, Matrino, and Esport Fund, for making the STPL's prize pool as big as it is. If you want to help make it bigger, you don't have to spend any money. You can put the code STPLS3, sorry, in the Matrino link on the contribute page to add 50 cents to the prize pool completely free, courtesy of Matrino. There's also a sponsor quest there to add some more money as well. So while we go for this quick break to set up game number 3, go check out the Matrino link, add that code in, and add to the prize pool. It'll be really, really cool. See you guys soon.
And people like Kix, for example, who has an encyclopedic knowledge of every map that's ever been released on StarCraft. And
He's a map man!
Skibidi on did it, dude. Skibidi on did it, dude. Skibidi on did it, dude.
He's a map man!
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-dee da ba-ba-da-boop. Ba-ba-ba-da-boop. Bee-da-ba-ba-da-boop. Ba-ba-ba-da-boop. Everybody plays one way or the other, so check out my message to you. As a matter of fact, I don't let nothing hold you back. If Kix can do it, so can you. Gooba-dooba-dooba-dee-da-ba-ba-da-boop, ba-ba-ba-da-boop.
Please don't listen to him for maps.
yeah.
Okay guys, welcome back. We're going to be heading into game number 3. It's going to be SPX versus Tech. SPX playing for iRk, one of the strongest Terrans on iRk's roster. Hasn't done too well in the STPL, but is around 50% win rate, which is pretty damn good given the quality of players in the tournament. So looking pretty good there. Now his opponent fighting for iRk, fighting for DM. Wow, doing really good with names today. It's going to be Tech. Now, Tech was the ultimate ace in Season 1. He'd come out, win all of them for DM, but unfortunately, he kind of fell off a little bit. All of his last 3 games have been losses, but they've all been incredibly close. A lot of it's come down to maybe not scouting or not making the correct decisions. So, hopefully, he's going to do a little bit better here. And the map we're going to be heading into is La Mancha. Now, La Mancha, really cool standard 4-player map. Not too much to say about this, it's on the ladder at the moment. And that's really, really cool. So let's head into game number 3. It's Tech versus SPX here on La Mancha. Okay, the game has begun, and starting us off in the top left-hand position in the red, fighting for DM, it's Tech. And his opponent spawning here in the top right-hand corner in the blue, fighting for iRk, it's SPX. Now, Tech is a relatively standard player. He's from Chile, but he doesn't do anything over the top. Usually most of his games end up being macro games. SPX is a pretty macro-heavy Terran as well, so I feel if if any of the games is gonna go long, it's gonna be this one. Now we've got SPX getting ready for an anti-zealot wall, just to be careful. Meanwhile, Tech just going for one gateway into gas. Just pretty much exactly what I would expect from him, to be honest. Now, in his previous games in the STPL this season, Tech has had a few problems with scouting. Hopefully, in this game, he'll do a little bit better. Just because he actually lost a 1 PvT against She from Valhalla team. And it lost DM. Well, it was part of the reasons why DM lost the series. Just because if he'd have won that game, they wouldn't have needed to go to an ace match, which is a little bit unfortunate. Tech probably has that on his conscience. I know in Season 2 he was actually very frustrated with his own play. So in Season 3 I think he's been a little bit more practiced. You can definitely tell the difference between Season 2 and Season 3 Tech. Season 3 Tech definitely a little bit stronger. Season 2 I think he struggled a little bit with the maps, and obviously struggled more so with the fact he fell off. Like, he was one of the best players in the STPL, and then he just went on a massive losing streak, which cannot feel good in any situation. One factory is coming in here for SPX, but he did not pull off of gas, which means this is likely either going to be a drop build or a second factory. The 2-factory play against Tech could actually be pretty good. Tech, well known for going for a fast expansion play in PvT. And I mean, SPX, at least recently, from his STPL games, I feel like he plays a lot of guerrilla tactics as well. Like, he plays a lot of harassment. Now, this is good because Tech is going to scout the fact it's 2-factory, which is massive. He's not going to be able to kill the Marines, but he's basically achieved what he needed to do. Now, goons and range is on the way. Interestingly, Tech hasn't gone for 2 gateways here. Oh, nice snipe on those Marines. And oh my god, he's going to be able to snipe the Vulture as well. This is actually massive. This Dragoon still has health. It kills the Marine. He doesn't quite get the Vulture, but that Vulture should go down. And this is really messing up SPX's build order. He's actually going to go into double machine shop. So if Tech just pushes forward, this is going to be massive. Now, this was an SCV. I thought it was going to be a Vulture, but that would have been a bit crazy if it got his Vulture over there. Especially given the fact we saw it spawn. But looks like this Dragoon is going to be taken down, which is a little bit unfortunate for Tech, but given the fact he's scouted what's going on, he should know how to properly reinforce this. It's not often you get to see a Vulture beat a Dragoon in a fight, but there we go. Now, it is going to be tanks coming in here from SPX. Now, the one disadvantage he has is usually when you push with tanks in a 2-fact, you have like 8 Marines with you to soak up damage. Now Tech is going into 3 gateways. Tech knows its tanks. Tech knows the way you beat this. Oh my goodness, DTs. He's going DTs as well. SPX has absolutely no detection. He's going into mines, but mines are not going to help it. He's going to lose all his push. This DT play from Tech is coming out at a perfect timing. I didn't think he was going to play super aggressive, and maybe this is in reaction to seeing the early... What was I going to say? The early... I've completely lost my train of thought. Please forgive me. Let's try that again. It could be a reaction to the early 2-factory play is what I wanted to say. But with obviously the Temper Archives isn't going to be used for Storm, but there's going to be a DT heading across the map right now. Does SPX realize this is going to be a possibility? He saw no expansion, but he did see Tech put it down, but very, very late. Now this means mines are going to be out the front, so the DTs are not, or they shouldn't be able to do anything, but if you're quick enough, you can actually snipe the mines with the DTs. Now let's see if this is going to work. How many mines are going to... No, he's dead, okay. While the DT dies, it takes a vulture with him that did have some more mines, but that's actually what SPX needs to come back in the game. The 2-factor is going to keep him alive. He's going to go for a command center. 3rd factory is on the way. This is probably going to be for an academy. Could be for an engineering bay as well. But academy is probably more likely. Oh, that's an engineering bay, not a 3rd factory, sorry. Yeah, academy. There we go. Now Tech is hoping that lightning isn't going to strike twice. Oh, he does get in. And there's still no detection. Oh my god, if he mind drags on these tanks, it could be huge. But unfortunately, he did take the damage already, so he can't really afford that. Now this is going to be annoying. Tech is going to be Tech is going to force SPX away from this. Honestly, just going for the mind drag might do more damage here. Oh, he snipes it. Nicely done. Oh, oh my god, he does it again. Oh! Oh, damn. If he'd have got that mine, that would have been insane. Now 3 gateways are done. Going into Mass Dragoons, this is going to give him a pretty strong army that he is possibly going to look to push against SPX, but he has to remember that he does not, well, his observatory is only just now coming in. Now the Vulture is being used just to check for a 3rd base down here. They don't have Vulture speed yet, which is a little bit late, especially given the fact he had 2 machine chops. He doesn't even have Siege yet, which means if an Observer comes out and Tech pushes fast enough, he actually has the option of going for a very aggressive play here. And he is going for a Terran's Worst Nightmare, a DT drop, and this is a juicy position to drop here as well. If he goes into the main, there's no... Oh, there is a turret there, but it can be sniped. And if he goes into the natural, he can mind drag on the SCVs. But Tech sees the push coming in here from SPX with his shuttle. And now I don't think there is scanners now, so he is going to be able to hold on to this. But SPX getting ready to set up a pretty big contain at the front. We already have both DTs getting taken down. He should have really just gone and dropped the main. I think Tech may have just thrown this game away. This is not good for Tech. He takes out the turret, which means the detection is obviously going to be worse. But can he realistically attack into these 3 siege tanks with just Dragoons? He lost. Well, Shuttle is still alive, but he's got no units in it. Now, SPX does respect the fact there is a shuttle here. He is going to send some units back to defend. But does that mine see it run away? No, it doesn't. So he is going to stay back a little bit longer. Now Tech has gone for 2 observers to see just how much is actually containing him, which is a lot right now. They're in a very good position behind this turret. Now this isn't unbreakable, but we need more units from Tech. If you go in too early, 3 siege tanks will one-shot a Dragoon. I'm fairly certain you need 3 of them and not 2. And that just means if you target the clumps of dragoons, you can do a very good job. And with 5 tanks, which he's about to have, this contain is getting stronger and stronger. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gateways here for Tech. He's gone into a Stargate. His Arbiter Tribunal isn't done yet, but I imagine that's where he's going to be going. Now, there is a shuttle coming out here, going to be able to drop some zealots down, most likely going to go for... Oh, no way is he going to engage this like this. There's a bunker now. Oh, there's no marines in it. Okay, he has, like... If a marine gets in this bunker, this is so much harder to break, even if it is just one marine. Let's keep an eye on this. It looks like Tech has a big supply advantage, but can he actually engage this? I'm going to turn off everything else while we watch this, because this is a very important moment in the game, and this is going to be where it's forced. The Dragoons running forward, the Zealots coming in from behind, only 2 of them drop out, but the Zealots at the back actually doing a massive amount of work. Tech looks like he's going to be able to take this game, and this is a very important win for DM. The Mind Drag coming in, looks like all the Dragoons again on top of the tanks. Now, he has survived the push, and he hasn't won the game yet off of this. But of course, after this, SPX's supply drops dramatically. This was all of his units he had, and Tech now is able to take a 3rd base. He's going to be ahead for the rest of the game in terms of units. Now, as long as he doesn't make the mistake of pushing forward and losing all of his Dragoons here, he's going to be in a good spot. There's no tanks left here for SPX whatsoever, and when your tank count gets reset against Protoss, you are not going to be taking a 3rd base anytime soon. And there's no 3rd base anywhere. He's going into a 5th factory, but it's 5 factories against 7 gateways. That isn't going to do much. Arbiter Tribunal on the way as well. Now the Vultures do come in and clear out the bottom left, or like the middle left-hand base. But it doesn't really matter. Tech, he can expand to 12 if he wants to. Now SPX is still doing a pretty good job scouting around for any bases. He hasn't scouted the bottom right, which means he somewhat respects his opponent because he doesn't think he'd hide bases against him. And 555 AMG, this is a live casting of replays. There's 5 best of 5s played each Sunday. All of the best of 5s are played at the same time. So in order to cast all the games and in order to cast them all without lag, we have to cast them all in one go. So, well, we have to play them all in one go because it's a global tournament. There'd be a lot of lag if I joined the games as a caster as well, and there's just not enough time in the day. I'd be casting for probably, if I total up how much I usually cast per week, I'd probably be casting 10 hours in a row, and that's without any breaks whatsoever. Now SPX is getting ready to push again, but I just don't think he has enough. Plus one attack is done here for the Dragoons. No upgrades 13 minutes into the game for SPX, which is massive. There's not even an armory here on this map, and there's no 3rd base. Now here we go, let's see how this goes. Obviously this is still a lot of tanks. And Tech looks like he's going to circumvent it. He's going to go for... No, he's not. He's actually going to come in here. The Zealots coming in at a perfect angle. Looks like the Zealots going to get on top of the tanks, and I think this is going to be game over. DM are going to keep their hopes alive in the series with a great win by Tech. A great choice of Tech against what SPX was doing, and he just overran him with multiple engagements. GG. STPL. SPX taps out, and Tech wins game number 3. Okay, so that is obviously the end of that game. It does mean we're 2-1 in favor of iRk, and it means the final game could actually result in an ace match coming up. When I say a final game, I mean game 4. Rapid isn't casting the STPL at the minute because it's insane o'clock for him. He's casting the BSL at the minute as well, which goes on for like 10 hours a cast. So there's not really enough time in the week for him to also sleep and cast BSL. So there we go. That's how it is. We're going to be heading into our fourth map, which is going to be Tripod. It's going to be Oyaji versus Happy, and it's coming up after this very short break. Final means the final game of the best of 4, and then you have an ace match afterwards. It's not the last game. Well, it may be the last game. We don't know. Let's have a look when we get back after this. Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for game number 4 of DM versus iRk. iRk are currently 2-1 up at the moment, and looking to give them the victory in the series is going to be Oya. Russian, Swedish, German player, currently a Swedish national, is pretty damn good. 50% win rate over 32 games? No, that would be 33 games. I'm very bad at maths on stream, and this is why we don't do it, guys. But overall, very, very strong player. Hasn't done as well in his last 10 games, only 4 wins out of 10, but still pretty damn good. So there we go. Let's have a look at his opponent. Fighting for DM, it's going to be Happy. Happy has only played once and did get a win over Radley. This is going to be a PvZ. Which is pretty damn good. And apparently Oya is just Swedish, and I'm thinking of favorite. I'm not sure. But there we go. Oya is Swedish, my bad. Favorite and Oya, both really strong Protoss players. I get them mixed up easily. Ooh, okay. My bad, guys. Let's have a look at the map we're going to be heading into. It's going to be Tripod. We've had 2 PvZs here so far. Hades took down Dark and Bonneth took down Shaylin. I don't think anyone is too surprised at the Bonneth result. Hades taking down Dark actually saved Ash in that series, so that was pretty damn good. And let's have a look at our 4th game. It could be the final game in the series. Is Happy going to be able to win, or is Favorite going to close up the series 3-1? Let's find out. Okay, starting us off here in the bottom left-hand position, it is the very aggressive Protoss player fighting for iRk from Sweden. It's Oya. And Oya's opponent spawning up here in the top left-hand position in the blue. It's a relatively new face to the STPL, but will he be leaving this with a smile on his face? It's DM Happy. Now, just to kind of answer a question in chat, we do have, it's a global tournament, anyone is able to play, but we do have Ozana and Matthias are banned until I think Matthias is banned until 2030, and Ozana is banned for like 5 years or something. That is due to the sponsorship we have with the Esport Fund, so anyone banned by the Esport Fund are banned by the STPL, and honestly, after what Matthias did, I would ban him anyway. So there we go. Apparently, Ozana's only been banned for a year because he came forward about it. Thank you guys. I didn't see the updated statement, so... But Matthias has been banned for 30 years, so pretty much... I mean, honestly, if Brood War is still around in 30 years and I'm still around casting it, I'll be a very happy person and I will let Matthias back into my tournaments. But, until then, he ain't getting in. And I mean, if a North Korean wants to join the tournament, they're more than welcome as well. Now, we've got a Gateway first coming in here from Oya, really fitting into his more aggressive playstyle. Oya being really annoying with his probe as well, unable to get a kill, but just being very, very frustrating to deal with. And obviously, the closer this drone is to death... Oh my god, is he going to get the probe? Oh, he does, but he loses the probe. The probe being there with the Zealot is actually massively important. So losing that probe is really unfortunate here. Now, we've got a drone coming in to scout what's going on. It's going to scout. There's no Nexus yet. That's normal for this timing. And he does see the Zealot coming in. Now, luckily enough, unlike Chaylin, Oya didn't go Happy didn't go 3 hatch before Paul. But Oya's still in a good position here. Now, this pool is incredibly late. The Zerglings are not yet done. Nice micro so far on the drones, but losing one of them already. Oya's Zealot micro is really, really good, by the way. He's going to get a 3rd drone, most likely. This is going to be his 4th drone kill over the course of the game, and Happy is not mining while this is going on. And this is one of the really... It's one of the really scary things in Brood War. Like, when you're playing and you're suffering from early aggression, sometimes it feels right to just pull all of your your workers, and... a lot of the time it's not. Now there's 2 Zealots in the base, another drone looks like it's going to go down. This Zealot micro from Oya is really good, keeping that Zealot alive at the back. Gets another drone here at the front, another drone could be going down as well. And I mean, the trouble is Happy is just falling apart in this game. Oya has been doing such a good job to pull him apart like this. It's so difficult to do this. He's barely been mining, which means he's got no additional Zerglings. And oh my god, Oya gets another drone? He's down to 5 drones. He may as well have just 5 pulled at this point. Now, oh no, and why is he sending his... Oh, he's sending his Lings the wrong way. Oh no. This is, I think this is going to be the nail in the coffin. These Lings are going to try and go around for a counter to go straight into the main. He's trying to get past the wall. But imagine if Oya was just attack moving Zealots across the base now. And there's going to be a cannon on the high ground as Zealot gets into position to defend the wall. And Happy's Lings are still not over here. And some of them are stuck. He's lost control of all of his Lings. And I think this is unfortunately going to be it. Now Oya does leave a gap in his wall, which could have caused him some problems. But with a cannon and a Zealot here, I think Happy's just going to leave the game. Yeah, there we go. Happy leaves. GG. Happy knows he can't win, and Oya, in a kind of anticlimactic final game, is going to take the final game of the series. So that is a little bit unfortunate. Fujikura was right again. He guessed 3-1 at the beginning, and it was 3-1 at the end. DeWalt taking down Whip. Whip came close, but then DeWalt kind of just outplayed him a little bit in the end. Pre went for a very strategic and very creative playstyle on Monty Hall SE. It didn't pay off because True Touch had the most insane scouting of all time. Tech took down SBX in a very powerful win against a failed 2 Factory. And Oya took down Happy there in the final game with just pretty much Zealot micro. So there we go. It's kind of crazy because genuinely iRk are just they're without a doubt, I think, the best team outside of Korea. I mean, if you don't count, like, they're the best team outside of Korea that don't have a massive roster, is a better way of putting it, because Seoul is a non-Korean team. They have a Korean side to their roster, which is good. But iRk, I mean, they've got DeWalt and True Touch as a 1-2 punch at the beginning of the series. For any team to go up against that and stand a chance is very difficult. Now, Oya, coming out to clear that up, really did a great job pulling Happy apart from the very beginning. And just from that, there was just no way DM could come back. I mean, it was a nice try. The final score, of course, is 3-1. But overall, just a really well played series by our iRk team. Definitely Aggie is going to be happy with his players there. Now that is going to cause an end to the stream for today. Thank you to all of the wonderful people who tuned in. We got up to 174 of you, which is absolutely insane. When I was casting STPL Season 1 to like 20 people, when I was casting the very first STPL to like 3 people, one of them being me in my own chat, which was kind of funny. It feels weird to think how we've got this far. Our prize pool is currently at $1,400 of our $2,000 prize pool. That is thanks to our wonderful sponsors, Esport Fund, Liquipedia, and Matrino. Really awesome sponsors. They've done a great deal for esports in general, and it's really cool. Head up to the Matrino link. Use the code STPLS3 to add money to the prize pool. Completely free, no charge to you. And then on Wednesday we should have this series, unless something goes wrong. They had to rearrange from Sunday, which I allowed. It should be White versus VT. Let me give you the lineups. It's Mind versus Jotre in a TBT. It's Killer versus Disco in a on Monty Hall SE. Higher versus 1004, which was, I think, Chonsa. Was it Chonsa, which is Angel, on La Mancha. Best versus Bishop on Tripod. We have pretty much a Pro League roster, like a literal Pro League roster coming out for both teams. It's insane. It's going to be amazing. Tune in Wednesday, same time, same place. And once again, a massive thank you to all our patrons as well. I still need to update the patron video. Bishop will not play Random. He's going to play Terran in STPL because Random is not allowed in the STPL because it kind of takes away the ability to prepare for matches. So that's why Random is banned. I know there's a few people that disagree, but that's just how it is. That's how I'm probably going to leave it. And we'll be back on Wednesday. See you guys then.